Why, hello, hello. So you know those carnival rides? You know, the ones that were taken off the shelf, put together in probably a couple hours, and then probably killed a couple 20 people in their lifetime. Yeah, fairs are great, so everyone's been to a fair. Unless you're freaking dweeb. Loser, stupid, never been to a fair, can't relate. And because I can't relate, I got a good couple stories to tell about fairs. So I might as well tell them. I mean, what else are you gonna do? You bum? You ain't got nothing better to do? You ain't got no life? You watch my channel for freak's sake. I don't even have 200 subs. Yeah, but let's get on to the video. I don't know what this ride is normally called in other places, so here's an image of it from Theme Park Tycoon 2, but where I specifically was, it was called the UFO. And for some reason, this is my absolute favorite ride ever. You cannot dispute me on this. If you disagree, I will kill you. Don't argue with me about this. And because of this, I obviously want to ride the ride. But this day, I had already rode that ride once, but I didn't care. I wanted to ride it some more. And my brother and a friend or something, I don't really remember, they were going to go ride a different ride that I didn't feel like riding due to some traumatic events. And they were riding it for a good minute. I don't know how long that ride was going for, but it went for a minute because I was able to ride the UFO twice. The first time, I was having an immaculate experience. It was great. I even tried doing that thing where you like sit up while you are on the ride. I failed. But because I'm an absolute genius, I just get back in line as I wait for my brother and his friend to be done. So I get back on the ride because I guess it just took them that long to get off of the ride. But I get back on and it is going, like, it is spinning, it's shaking a little bit, the little slidey wheel things are moving upwards. I'm sitting up because I can, even though it makes me nauseous. That's important for later. Yeah, so I'm going around on this thing, and I am dizzy as hell, which is good. That's what they intend. I get off, I feel pretty alright. I mean, I still feel a little dizzy, a little bit dizzier than I did the first time I got off, but I still feel pretty alright. I mean, nothing bad's gonna happen, right? Oh shoot, is that my friend from the bus? Anyway, after that, I start walking. I meet up with my brother, and we start waiting for the bumper cars. And I don't know what happened, but all the nausea that I should have felt beforehand in a slow, steady pace slapped me in the face. It sucked. I waited near a trash can for like 10 minutes just in case I threw up, because I don't normally throw up. It's weird for me to throw up. And I was absolutely hating my life. I didn't even puke anything up. I just felt horrible. That is the worst part about feeling pukey for me, is when you feel it, but you don't actually throw up. What's the point of feeling it if you're not actually gonna throw up? It's so stupid. I hate it. Yeah. And also, this lady came up to me and was like, she misgendered me, but I don't really care. I have long hair. You can tell that by my avatar. But I didn't really care. And she was just like, yeah, little Missy needs to be more careful when she's on some rides. If you can't tell, I'm in the South. Now, because of that, I didn't say anything. I was just standing on the trash can trying not to, vomit my brains out. But, other than that, pretty fun day. Alright, so you know how I said that there was a ride that gave me traumatic experience that made me not want to ride it? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what that ride was, and explain to you why it traumatized me so much. Yeah, so this is the ride. I'm pretty sure it's called Fireball Everywhere, but I could be mistaken. Now, I'm not that much of an adrenaline seeker. I don't really do things just to get a thrill out of it. I'm kind of the opposite. I do things because I know they're safe. Like, eat the same plate of food 5 times. I can stop anytime I want. I just really like this food. Okay, I can try something new whenever, but this food tastes good. Stop judging me. Anyway, yeah. So, this was one of the few exceptions where I actually kind of felt like, actually scaring myself a little bit. Now, I assumed that this ride would be alright, right? Like, it's up to date, has modern safety precautions. I get up to the front, and I look at the most dilapidated, half thrown together for safety reasons ride I have ever seen in my life. It looked like they had taken down some of the chain link fence that they used to make sure people don't sneak onto the property. It looks like they put that on top of the cart to make sure we don't fall out. You gotta be kidding me. And here's what's worse. I was in 6th grade, and I was probably like 4'9" to 5 foot. They should not have let me on that ride. I was clearly too small. The height chart said otherwise. So I get on. I don't know who I'm next to. It's just this random old lady. She seemed pretty chill. But I get in this ride, and it starts going. And I realize I'm slowly starting to fly away. And this ceiling doesn't look sturdy enough to sustain me. And there is only half a door, and the door is made of prison bars. Yeah, no, I don't trust this thing. So what I do while the ride is still going is I shimmy myself underneath the handlebar because it didn't fit my waist. It didn't go low enough. So what I just shimmy under it, which I shouldn't have been able to do because it was down on full lock. Like, do you know how bad it is? That kid that was tall enough to get on the ride, mind you, can just casually move some of the safety features. That's a bad thing, right? Like, we all agree on this. I don't even know if that fair is still in business. This was 2 years ago, almost 3. As you know, it was 3 years ago at this point. Golly. Yeah, but it did kinda suck because I was shimmied halfway under the seat and handlebar, just trying to wait for the ride to end. And I didn't even tell a staff member about this. I should have been like, hey, I was too short for this ride and I almost flew away. Maybe update your height chart a little bit. I have since never gone back to that fair ever again, and I don't plan on it. Running off the coattails was that pretty traumatic experience. We're gonna talk about fish. Now, everyone's went to a carnival and seen those little things where it's like, here's a bunch of tiny little fish tanks and here's a ping pong ball. If you make it into one of the fish tank things, then you get the fish. And obviously, as a kid, you would always try to win these. But they were heavily rigged so kids wouldn't get fish, and the few kids that would have them die in about a week. I was a little bit different though, because one, I completely locked in, understanding that if I hit the side of one of them, it would have bounced more perfectly into the thing. Don't question this, I was 7, I don't know how I knew this, but I make it, I land it into a little fish tank, and I all of a sudden have a little goldfish that I named Toby. And yes, before you ask, I did name him after the very square train from Thomas the Tank Engine. But we had some other fishes at the time, so we already had a fish tank, so we got him used to the water. We threw him in, fed him all a good little bit. And then like a week later, I look into the tank and he was just gone. Like, he wasn't dead, there was no like little chunks of him, nothing. He was just actually gone. And when I asked Dad about it, he was like, wait, he's not there? We both go to the fish tank, try to find any remnants of him, and we conclude that the other 2 fish, because they were slightly bigger than him, they were also goldfish, but they were like, big goldfish. They weren't massive, they were just bigger. We had concluded that they had worked together to kill Toby and eat him alive. And I am never gonna think about fish the same way again. We have never had fish since. They're kind of boring pets, but you know what? I will miss Toby. I remember his last name was Henry. It was Toby Charlie Henry. And yes, those are all Thomas characters. Yeah, but rest in peace, Toby. You will be missed. Hey, you've made it to the end card. I don't really have much to say. This video took a minute to make, I guess. I hope you like the animation. Took me a while. My teachers are absolutely goated because they let me animate during class, like before class started. And one of my teachers, my English teacher, she let me animate for like the entire class because some kids were taking a test. That was pretty useful. Got a lot of work done. This video would not have been done as fast as it was without that, so got some of the best teachers out there. But yeah, have a decent day, and subscribe since you're already here. Might as well sub, right? Like you should like subscribe, subscribe, like please just subscribe. It's not that hard.